Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Paul's Perspective with me, Paul from Paul Reacts, your favourite cardigan wearing YouTuber. And we're going to carry on with this in this particular episode with another Morissette Amon performance. This time it's Secret Love Song on her Wish 107.5 sessions. Now I'm doing this as a sort of follow-on from the previous upload, where we had a look at her performance of I Want to Know What Love Is, originally sung by Foreigner. And for those of you that have seen that video, I was a little bit critical of the fact that it was very Mariah Carey-esque in terms of her approach, in terms of her tone, her riffs. You know, the instrumental was just from the Mariah Carey version, let's face it. And I had to admit I wasn't a huge fan of it. I didn't dislike it, but I wasn't a huge fan. So I had another performance lined up that I was going to react to come what may, but I thought I'd especially do this one to almost get a redemption out of Morissette. Not that she needs to validate any redemption whatsoever, but I just wanted to go back to how I've heard Morissette beforehand, and I absolutely fell in love with that. So let's see whether we can get a bit more of that sort of performance out of her, shall we? So yeah, this is her rendition of Secret Love Song, originally sung by Little Mix on the Wish 107.5 session. So let's see what we've got in store. So please join me, like, comment, share and subscribe. As always, thank you very much for joining me. As always, kick back and relax, grab yourself a drink, and let's get straight into it because I can't wait for this. Love the song, let's see what happens.
You hold me in the street and you kiss me on the dance floor. I wish that we could be like that, but can we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours.
Wish 107.5.
We keep behind closed doors. Every time I see you, I die a little more. Stolen moments that we steal as the curtain falls. It'll never be enough.
Much better already for me personally. Lovely tonality. Again, she starts very delicately because it gives us somewhere to go towards the middle and the end of the song. That sort of gesture I was making was just because I thought she was a little bit too close to the microphone just at the beginning, and you could hear the feedback through the microphone. Obviously there's not an awful lot of pop filter going around there, so it did pick up a little bit of too much reverb because of the distance between her lips and the actual microphone itself, but that's just an observation. It doesn't seem like it's done any sort of like further damage so far, but lovely tonality, and I'm already more than back on board the Morissette train, and it's only been less than a minute, so she didn't need to do much.
It's obvious you're meant for me. Every piece of you, it just fits perfectly. Every second, every thought, I'm in so deep, but I'll never show it all.
See a little bit.
But we know this. We got a love that is homeless. What can you hold me in the street? What can I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. When you're with her, do you call her name?
The vocal cries in this are perfectly suited to this song, so I don't mind if she does the extra one or two because it goes with the song. That, you know, that's kind of how, I know I'm being a bit hypocritical by saying that's how Little Mix, you know, went around that part of the song, but it just fits. I don't know whether it's this environment that I'm just used to seeing Morissette in, you know, in the radio station, and anything outside of that is me stepping out of my comfort zone. But this just sounds so much better than her Foreigner performance. It really is. It's so faultless.
Like you do when you're with me. Does it feel the same? Would you leave if I was ready to settle down? Would you play it safe and stay? But you know this.
Did you see that little lip curl at the top? I was like, Elvis, that. Let's have a look at that again.
Down. you play it safe and stay? But you know this, we got a love that is homeless.
Love that.
Why can't you hold me in the street? Why can't I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. I don't wanna live love this way. I don't wanna hide this away. I wonder if it ever will change. I'm living for a day.
Love that.
Someday, when you hold me in the street, and you kiss me on the dance floor. I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that?
Okay, I'm going to pause it there purely because I know that the big key change is coming up and I don't want to interrupt that part. This is, by a country mile, so much better than Foreigner. And Foreigner was good. It was just too close to Mariah Carey. This is Morissette out on her own. The vocal riffs, the lower register in this is to die for. And she's doing it sat down, you know, just like the other Wish 107.5 performances. She's doing it sat down. And this is why it's a little bit... I'm in a bit of a catch-22 because she can sing like this sat down and she delivers still a very good performance in Foreigner, but stood up. And surely it should be the other way around. I'd expect that sort of vocal performance when she sang I Want to Know What Love Is, if she was sat down, and something like this when she was stood up and there's no natural chest compression. So it's very like Uno reverse in this case, but I am in love with this performance and I'm ready and waiting for this final section. Ready and waiting.
'Cause I'm yours, I'm yours. Oh, why can't you hold me in the street? Why can't I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. Why can't I say that I'm in love? I wanna shout it from the rooftops. I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours.
10 out of 10.
Why can't we be like that? Wish we could be like that.
Clear little bit of reverb because you got that echo on that last part. But I'm in love. I'm in absolute awe of that performance. So much better than Foreigner. I'm sorry. I mean, you know she's ridiculously talented when I am stating that a very good performance is just not as good as something that is just extraterrestrial as that performance. That is how good Morissette is. I can quite happily downgrade a very good performance, and to everybody else it's probably out of this world. And do you know what? I'm probably being a bit too harsh on Morissette in some cases, but in comparison, for me, that was above and beyond better in every department, in terms of technical capability, in terms of vocal ability, in terms of storytelling, emotion, passion. She didn't overdo it on the vocal cries. The vocal cries that were there were perfectly placed, and then and the sustained notes were just knocked me for six. Loved this performance. So much preferred it to the last performance we looked at, so I'm really glad that I sort of picked this out. I was gonna review it and watch it anyway, but I'm so glad that I made the point of doing it straight after watching her performance of Foreigner, because there's not Foreigner out of the water. 7 days a week. Thank you very much for joining me on this bonus episode of Morissette. I will be covering more of her work in the future, but catch me next time on Paul's Perspective. But as for tonight, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.